There's nothing better than a perfect sausage made the right way. Today we're kicking off our brand new series, making our own sausages completely from scratch, starting with the classic British banger. And we're finishing it all with my ultimate bangers and hashed recipe. Let's get at it. So what makes a British banger? It's a fresh pork sausage known for its wonderful coarse texture and a comforting, quintessentially British blend of herbs. The other secret is a binder, typically a type of breadcrumb called a rusk. Let's meet the cast of characters for our bangers. It all starts with meat. Now ideally, I've got about 4 pounds of beautiful pork shoulder and a pound of pure pork back fat. A good sausage needs fat. The fact remains you may not be able to access pork fat other than salt pork that I do not recommend because it changes the salt level. So you can substitute just another pound of pork shoulder like I am doing here. For all important spice blend, the heart of the banger, we have salt, ground white pepper, rubbed sage, ground mace, a little ground ginger, and a touch of nutmeg. And as for our binder, we're making our own version of rusk. I've just taken some plain white bread, toasted it in a low oven until it's completely dry, blitzed it in a food processor into crumbs, and then toasted it again. This twice baked method ensures it's incredibly dry and ready to soak up all those delicious juices. We'll also need some ice cold water to help bring it all together. For equipment, it's pretty straightforward. You'll need a good digital scale. Trust me, weighing your ingredients is the only way to get consistent results. I have my own dedicated meat grinder and a hand cranked sausage stuffer. You can absolutely mix the sausage by hand, but a stand mixer will also make your life a lot easier. These are your entry ticket into the world of proper sausage making. Now for the fun part. The first and most important rule of making sausages is to keep everything cold. And I mean everything ice cold. Your meat, your fat, even your grinder attachments. I've had my grinder head, the auger, and the die in the freezer for the last hour. If your fat gets warm, it'll smear instead of grind. Cold is your best friend. First, I've cut the pork shoulder and back fat, if I have it, 1-inch cubes so they'll go through the grinder easily. I'm just spreading them out on a tray and popping them back in the freezer for about 20 minutes to get them firm and frosty. All right, our meat is perfectly chilled. We're gonna do a 2-stage grind. The first pass will be through a coarse plate. This just starts to break everything down. Once that's done, the whole mixture goes back into the freezer for another 15 to 20 minutes to chill down again before the final grind. For the second grind, I'm switching to a finer plate. This is what will give you that classic, slightly finer banger texture, but still with plenty of character. Look at that coming out of the grinder. See those beautiful distinct flecks of white fat against the pink pork? This is exactly what you want. That's the sign of a juicy sausage in your future. I placed our double ground meat into a large bowl, our spice blend, and our homemade rusk. With our sausage mixture made and chilled one last time, it's time to give it a home. These are natural hog casings. I've had them soaking in water to get rid of the salt that's packed in, and I've rinsed them thoroughly. I'll load the mixture into my hand-cranked sausage stuffer, packing it in tightly to avoid any air pockets, which can cause trouble later. I'll slide the casings onto the horn, leaving a little tail, and start stuffing. You want to guide the casing off the horn. letting it fill up evenly but not too tight. If it's overstuffed, it'll just burst when you cook it. Once we have one long, magnificent sausage coil, it's time to make our links. I like a nice chunky 5 to 6 inch banger. Pinch where you want the first link to be, then pinch the next spot, and twist the link in between towards you a few times. For the next one, you'll twist it away from you. Alternating the direction like this helps the links to stay put. And look at that, a string of beautiful, plump, perfectly British bangers made by hand. Now for a crucial step to really set them up. We're going to give them a water bath. In a pot of water that's just simmering, we'll poach them for about 10 minutes. This par cooks them and helps them firm up perfectly. After the simmer bath, I've let these cool and then rest in the fridge overnight, cutting the links separately. This gives the flavors time to mingle and help the sausage firm up. Now for the moment of truth. We're giving them the respect they deserve and making my special twist on a classic bangers and mashed. The bangers and hashed. I've got a bed of crispy shredded hash browns ready, and we'll top it all with my Guinness onion gravy. You can find that link for that recipe here from a previous video. But for this version, I've updated it with some amazing smoked caramelized onions. The rest of the recipe is the same. The final piece of this puzzle? Cook those bangers to perfection. The trick is to cook them low and slow. No high heat. We want to gently render the fat and get a gorgeous, even brown crust without them bursting. Just listen to that gentle sizzle. The smell filling the kitchen, the sage, the pork. It's absolutely incredible. Remember, we cook them most of the way on the water simmer. We are just browning them and finishing the cook to a minimum of 160 degrees Fahrenheit. And there we have it. A base of crispy shredded hash browns, a pool of that rich Guinness onion gravy, and a crown of our homemade British bangers. Let's cut into this one. Oh, listen to that snap. Perfect. And look at the inside. You can see the texture, the little flecks of herbs. It's plump and glistening with juice. A world away from that sad, pale thing we started with. Time for the taste. Wow, just wow. The flavor is outstanding. The sage and pepper are right there. You simply cannot buy this kind of quality. This right here is why I wanted to start this series, to show you that with a bit of knowledge and a little effort, you can create something truly exceptional in your own kitchen. You know exactly what's gone into it. Good meat, good spices, and a lot of love. And this is just the beginning. We have a whole world of sausages to explore together. Next time, we're cranking up the heat and the flavor to make a classic smoky and spicy andouille sausage from scratch. And let me know in the comments if you've ever tried making your own sausages. I'd love to hear about it. Until next time, later, Gator.